Hey guys, Miss Jager here, and welcome back to another channel update. Huzzah! Yes, and we're back for February. Yes, the second month has already arrived. Um, yeah, it's the 22nd month already, and it's been, so far, this first month has been pretty okay. Only one celebrity has died, sadly of pancreatic cancer, John Hurt. A moment of silence. Okay, back to reality, unfortunately. He has now passed. Just slightly trivial information. Might add that on to register the importance of each month. So, yes, I get the feeling later on I'm going to be like, if only I'd known. But anyhow, so, yes, February. February I'm going to announce, well, it's going to be one announcement for how the things are going to work. And second, it's more just like a status update. So first of all, the announcements. This is going to be tailing on to, with regards to my Napoleonic Total Wars and also my Tau Empire campaign. As both campaigns are going, fairly well. For those of you who are currently watching, the 4th episode of the Tau recently uploaded, and also the 32nd, if I'm not mistaken, episode of the Dawn. Start again. The 4th episode of Tau came out recently, and the 32nd episode came out for Napoleon Total War, which is great, and things are going well. Except I have about 10 plus episodes of Tau yet to be uploaded. I've rendered most of them, it's just getting them to be uploaded. And same thing goes for my Napoleonic Wars. So in order to try and catch up and also bring you up to the relatively same level of the enjoyment as I am, and also the same level of progress, because we've made a fair amount of progress, and I'm not going to tell you how, but I'm going to say things have happened in in both campaigns, and in them basically I'm at that point of the thing where I can see the end of it, but it's like I have to constantly think, oh wait, hang on a second, I've done this, but so far we're at this, and this in the between then is some pretty amazing stuff, but at the current way we're going, we're looking like it's going to be almost a year and a half before some of the things are getting done. Not to say that I'm taking my time with these things, by the way. It's just due to the nature of the upload schedule at the moment, you only get one episode of whatever a week. So what I thought of doing, originally I thought of doing 2 episodes of one season in the first week, and of one program in 1 week, and then the next week I'd do 2 episodes on that, which kind of I thought at first would be a good solution, but then I realized no, that's not going to work, because basically it's the same thing, you're just uploading 2 at one point, 2 at the other. So I thought, nah, it just basically equals out rather than adds more. So instead what I thought of doing was doing something I used to do when I used to run the Dale campaign, which was 2 episodes or 2 halves to an episode. But mainly it's the 2 parts I'm thinking on. So instead of it just being 31 and then wait another week for 32, instead it's going to be 31, 32. So that way then we can slowly but surely wind our way a little bit faster through both the Tau Empire and the Napoleonic Wars. Now what this also does is it gives me the freedom to bulk record and not think, fuck, I've just recorded 5 episodes and I have to now wait about 3 months before each episode. Silly numbers. 3 weeks, or for 5 weeks before each episode can be done. So that's 5 weeks of multiple days of not doing something and having to wait. And then what happens is, that's why so far it's taken us, that's why, for example, the whole, I started in June of last year, June, July of last year, just after the Brexit, the vote. And we're still we're in the 30th part, which is good because, I like long campaigns, but the problem is, if we're because I've been bulk recording, I'm having massive amounts of episodes that need to be rendered, and I've rendered, but I can't upload, and so that's eating up space in my hard drive. So what I'm going to be doing is, in this month, I'm going to be experimenting. And I'm going to basically, throughout the 4 weeks of February, I'm going to basically have, when we have our uploads, don't forget, still completely random, when we have our usual Napoleonic and Tau Empire videos, instead of 1, you can have 2. So 2 episodes of that particular thing on the day, so you can look forward to having more and more content. So 2 hours. That's right, 2 hours for my Napoleonic Wars, and an hour and 40 minutes. No, so again, 80 minutes of, or roughly, depending on what happens in said episodes, of the Tau Empire. Which then means it, we speed up the progress. You guys get to have more of an influence on the campaigns as well. Because, for example, there was a person who commented on my episode 30? Yes, episode 29 to 30 about the navy size and how I'm not really doing anything with it. And at the time, which was mid to late November, when that was recorded, I didn't really think too much about Navy because, A, I'd kind of taken care of the Navy, and I wanted to, I wanted to focus purely on the ground perspective. But at that time, things were going differently. Now, I am focusing on the Navy, and I've taken what he said into accord, but that poor lad's going to have to wait till about maybe episode 43 or 44 in order for me to actually say, oh, by the way, I got that comment that guy made in episode 30. So I kind of want to make it so that you guys can have more of an input, and I can also bring you guys with me on this more often. And that's just kind of how I'm seeing it at the moment. So if you guys like it, put it in the comment section down below. If you don't, then okay. So anyway, that's a bit of news. The only other bit of thing I'm sort of going on now is the live streaming, which if you guys have jumped onto it, like I haven't made any, I've been doing some live streams, but I haven't done the I'm live streaming thing, because more often than not it was more of a, oh shit, okay, let's bum. It was an impromptu live stream, which technically the whole point of me doing the I'm live streaming video is to sort of when I do the impromptu, but I don't really plan it, and it's going good. I mean, the main point of this thing is that it's going good. I'm getting relatively good frames. Studio finally seems to be getting to a decent level. I had a bit of issues with Studio for a while, but I think I'm kind of cracking it now. It's still my current issue with this particular program, my Studio, is it has a habit of just completely ignoring my cam, like webcam. I mean, I've got the 1080p webcam. You can see it's a lot sharper. It's slightly annoying that I have to constantly set it up every time I go to set up a stream, but it's not the end of the world. It's like rendering a video. It's like rendering. You go through a few things, so it's not something I'm majorly fussed about. As I said, the only big issue with this particular thing is that for some reason, it just doesn't it doesn't register the webcam for like the first few minutes, and I have to kind of switch between using the USB slots on my computer before it says, oh shit, there's a camera there. So yeah, it's a bit dependent. I'm not entirely, as I said, it's working though. I'm liking how it is. The potential for this news, the potential for the streaming is actually quite nice. I've had a couple of streams. If you have been tuning into my Division streams, because currently I'm having a major Division phase, it's been pretty freaking awesome. I've tweaked the bitrate things, I've changed the style of how it goes, and I'm really liking it so far. So it's going good. I mean, I'm getting fuck all views on the Twitch, but really it's just doing it. It's getting used to it, and I like it. So it's nice. It'd be nice to get more views, but I'm one of thousands. So I just enjoy doing it right at the moment. So, and depending on, and also this is currently for me, this is the only version of Studio. Well, the Studio version seems to be the only one that can play games, because when I try using the classic version of OBS, it crashes if I play anything except World of Tanks and World of Warships, which isn't great, I'll be honest with you. Slightly annoying, but no, it's actually pretty good, and I'm liking it a lot. So there you go. Anyway, that's pretty much all the news that's around at the moment. So thank you very much for sticking with the channel. I hope you guys enjoy. And as always, if you like any kind of stuff I'm doing, or you're wanting to have some stuff, I am reading comments as well. So I did read the comment of the person who asked, I think his name was something Ninja, about the World of Tanks videos. I shall endeavour to try and make some more World of Tanks videos. Currently not in a major craze for World of Tanks at the moment, but I do need to make the 75 video, so that will be addressed. And hopefully in the hours, because hopefully in the time I can have off work, I can try and cobble together a video for you guys from World of Tanks, as it is still quite a big game. There's actually a bit of a big change coming this year, actually, with the whole new balancing to certain tanks. 9.17.1 recently got announced there, and it's recently left its super test stage, so that's going to be coming along. Variety of nerfs and buffs to certain vehicles was coming along. The super test, I think the sandbox came up recently, so that's going to be interesting to see what kind of results will stem from that. I will keep my eyes peeled on that. But no, 2017 looks like to be a good year for World of Tanks. From what the only thing I'm sort of, one little tiny rant, I suppose, from the World of Tanks aspect is about like the potential for artillery, because they were mentioning about how they were changing the matchmaking for it, and one thing I wasn't too keen on was the fact of the... I mean, in general, I don't know what they're going to do about it. I would like to see a bit of a change, more of a change from World of Tanks, because, I mean, I'm not your average Joe World of Tanks player who hates scumbags. I've played artillery, and I've realised their plight. Not only are they the most hated part of the community, which, you know, if you're a World of Tanks player, you can't deny, at one point in your life, you would have gone, fucking scumbag! You know, I do it, we all do it, we all hate scumbags at times. That's why we came up with the term scumbag, because of that. But, you know, having played high-tier artillery, low-tier artillery is different. Not in the sort of, oh, they're better or they're what. It's literally, low-tier artillery, not as large reload, doesn't make as much of an impact to games as other things. It's when it goes to the high tier. There are two things about the current state of World of Tanks that I am immensely disliking. Like, this is some of the reasons why I fucking hate World of Tanks at points, because it just drives me batshit. And speaking of batshit, the Batchat 15558. Fuck that artillery. It is overpowered. Stupid. It's not like a one-shot, one-kill. It is just bullshit. Auto-loading, like four shots... or 4 or 3. Either way, it's enough to piss anyone off. And rotating turret. Oh, and it's relatively quick as well. It's like France knew I hated them. The point is, I really dislike the Batchat artillery. It is tier 10. It's overpowered because the fact that it's auto-loading means that while it does not do as much damage, it can fuck over so many things. It's like, the good example is you're in a heavy tank. You may have been unfortunately spotted in the early style and not known it because you might not have sixth sense by a random lights tank. And you know the spouting mechanics of World of Tanks. You can go near a fucking bush and stay there for the whole game, firing away and never get spotted. Or you could roll up you could be on the other side of the sodding map and somehow you're spotted. So you get randomly spotted, and there's an 58 in the other side of the map, and he pops you for one shell. Now, he doesn't do much damage, like maybe 200 or 300 hit points, but, you know, you're in an E75, you're in a night, you know, if you're unlucky, he hits you in a sensitive spot, so you take a bit more damage, say 500, and you're in an E75, T10, STI, something that is, you know, can take a shot, but, you know, you've lost your tracks, you're in the open. Okay, burn the repair kit, get out of there. Oh no, you've just burnt your repair kit, but that tosser throws another shell your way. And he won't smack you for much, but the way that he smacks you pisses you off far more than an M53-55. I would rather get one-shotted by a fucking scumbag of the CGC or the 261 or whatever than to get shot repeatedly by that bastard in the French scumbag. Because you lose your repair kit, and it's more annoying to be pampered. It's like, could you just kill me and get it over with? Because I'd like to get into another game, you know? It's like, evidently the gods of RNG don't like you in this particular session, and you're going to be the artillery's bitch. So you might as well get it through over with as fast as you can, so that you can at least enjoy other games whilst you're waiting for this particular game to go quickly. And it's like, I've gone into a love-hate relationship with artillery in this game, because I think artillery is, on the love side, I think artillery, you know, they're getting fucked over already with the RNG taking a shit ton of their money away. Like, I think they only earn up to 40% of what everyone else earns, and that's standard and premium. They also have a shit ton of hatred thrown at them because they are in artillery. I mean, now you can't chat onto the other team, but rest assured, they're going to be cursing you. And then you also get the feeling that even when you aim a very long and very potentially well-aimed shot, the RNG goes, fuck you, and lands in the completely wrong area. So, while yes, artillery does deserve a level of hatred, which I will get onto the pro side, the con side, they are also getting fucked over a lot in the high tiers as well. But on the hatred side, the fuckers can platoon, which is really annoying, because obviously if you've got an M50 355, a Lorraine, and God forbid a fucking SU-14, then they're in the platoon. They're obviously going to be working on one poor bastard. So one poor fucker at the beginning of the game is going to get fucked over royally. And I just feel sorry for that poor prick. And I also feel that when you get more than 3 scumbags in a game, the game's ruined, in my opinion. I don't like it when there is more than 2 scumbags in World of Tanks games. Because, yes, there is a fairly large percentage of players, so obviously this isn't an easy problem to solve. But I personally would feel World of Tanks would be better if they limited so that only 2 artillery maximum in any one game. Like, if you have 2 scumbags, if that's more often, that's fine. 2 scumbags is fine. You know, that works. They're not taking over large portions of the team, and they're not making the game go to Campfest, because as much as what Wargaming says about how, well, artillery is designed to stop camping, it really does not work like that. People are scumbags. The term scumbag for that. People, if they know there is multiple artillery, you go into any game and you see more than 3 artillery on one side or the other, the game will not begin until one poor bastard, or one lucky bastard, makes a break for it and either gets his ass handed to by the nearest scumbag who reveals himself, or the enemy team who are camping, or he's the guy who skips around the enemy team, dances circles around the artillery, and pops him one. So, I would say the 2 things in World of Tanks to sort of wrap things up, because I probably have been going for about, nearly 20 minutes, is if they could make it so that you only have 2 scumbags per game, remove the platoon option, and nerf the Batchat 58, that would be great. And if any of you guys are sort of saying, well, they're not going to do that at all, you know, it's not fair. World of Warships did it! You don't have platoons of fucking carriers. You know? And no more than what? Like, that on its own is amazing. It's like, why do you not... Oh. And like, shit from World of Warships, why isn't World of Tanks taking? The containers, oh my god. Why don't you do that, World of Tanks? Tanks need containers too. I think that would be great. Just imagine, instead of just constantly grinding for either just getting the experience of your tank or the experience of your crew, how about a container which has either, you know, some low quality consumables, or if you're really lucky, a shit ton of free experience. Maybe not like no overpowered, but imagine during festive periods, like you get like a crate for like special design logos for Christmas, or if you're lucky enough, you get a medium to high tier premium tank if you're extremely lucky, like you have the 0.5% chance or whatever. You know, shit like that. Or just something with regards to those containers, because I think that would be a great idea. B, it would work to provide something more of a... It would provide people the ability to feel more like they can actually achieve something in World of Tanks. Because at the moment, yeah, you get the ×2, great, but if you have a shit ×2, doesn't really inspire the player to continue onwards. Whereas if you have something like, oh, fuck's sake, I got a shitty ×2, but I did at least get that container which gave me like 50,000 credits, so, you know, and for people who are on a non-premium account who can't afford that, a shipment of 50,000 credits or 100,000 credits as a kind of bonus, woo! That's something. It kind of still gives them the ability to think, well, okay, shit, that didn't go too well. But at least I gained something out of it. You know, that's my sort of thought on it. So, yeah, I think I'll stop the rant now. But, yeah, mainly, that's my opinion on the matter. I'd like to see more of something from this sort of thing. But personally, my biggest issues right now I'd like to see is just less artillery in World of Tanks. Yes, that sounds like a typical scumbag's perspective. Yes, that sounds like someone who... typical scumbag hater perspective. Yes, people are probably going to be like, oh, crap, you're an asshole because you don't like artillery. Have you ever played it? S51. That is probably the best way to initiate and understand how artillery works, because it's high enough tier that you get fucked because of it, but it's low enough tier that it's not too expensive and it still can learn. You can still learn about things on artillery, and you also learn how to stay safe from artillery. So I would say that's probably, yeah, I would wrap things up on that. But yeah, I just think that would probably be the best way to deal with it, because the games where there is little to no artillery is so much more exciting. I love those games because the game feels a lot more natural. Yes, there are campers. Yes, there'll be games where people do nothing but camp. But then there are games where you have players who are aggressive. You have slugfests, nice slugfests. You enjoy the experience more, and I personally love that. I love those moments where you haven't got scumbags, and you can run, and it feels a lot more free. You feel like, hey, I can do this, I can do that. The ability to tactically maneuver is far greater when there is no artillery in a game than if you are, because then all that happens is everyone coddles together. They're like, safe, there's no artillery. We've been here about 5 minutes, but in about 1 minute time, the counter will go. And then the enemy team might move. 5 minutes later, draw. So, yeah, that's my opinion on the matter. Anyway, I've been rambling now for over 20 minutes, so I will now actually finally shut up. So, I will catch you next time. This is Miss Jager signing out. Have a good one.